April 25th, 2015, from the BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It was Game 4 from the 2015 NBA Playoff Round 1 matchup between the Chicago Bulls and the Milwaukee Bucks, as the Bucks were facing elimination at home, as the Bulls were looking to close out the series as they were up 3-0 heading into Game 4. And what a crazy game this was. Early on, the Bucks were in the lead, but then Chicago ended up taking the lead at the end of the first quarter to go up by 4, 23-19. Then in the second quarter, it was a tight battle between these two teams, and at halftime, it was tied up at 50. In the third quarter, it was a neck and neck, just back and forth. And at the end of the third quarter, Jared Dudley hit a jumper to put the Bucks up by 2, 73-71. Then in the fourth quarter, Milwaukee took control. They were up by as many as 8 points. It looked like they were going to win the game. It looked like they were going to kind of cruise to victory. But then with a minute left, Derrick Rose hits a huge three-pointer. That made it a three-point game at 90-87. And then Paul Gasol ends up getting an and one as he got a layup and drew the foul from Jared Dudley. He hit the free throw, and it was tied at 90 apiece. Milwaukee took a timeout, and then Bayless missed a layup. Taj Gibson got the rebound, but then Derrick Rose ends up turning it over. Middleton stole it. So now the Bucks took another timeout, and out of the timeout, it was crazy because Middleton, he tried to put up a shot, but they called a timeout, and so with 1.3 seconds on the clock after review, the Bucks would inbound it, and it was Jared Dudley who was inbound it, and he finds Jared Bayless, who was covered by Derrick Rose, but he puts it up and in easily, and what a play by Jason Kidd. Jared Bayless with the layup. The head coach of the Bucks draws it up, and Bayless gets it in. Jared Dudley to Jared Bayless, and the Bucks win 92-90 as they stave off elimination. They survive to play another day. It's now 3-1 in this series. It all begins with one game, but what a game this was! As the Bucks win it, as they win their first game of this series. That forces Game 5. They will not be swept. Milwaukee refused to be swept in this game. Crazy game. Huge performance by Jimmy Butler. 33 points for Jimmy Butler to be the leading scorer in the losing effort. And I'll tell you, the Bucks, how did they do it? Really, because you look at the numbers, and the Bucks shouldn't have won. But you know where, if you really look at it, the difference was the offensive rebounding of Milwaukee. They had more than twice as many offensive rebounds, 12 offensive rebounds for the Bucks versus just 5 for the Bulls, although the Bulls did have more rebounds overall because they had 34 defensive rebounds versus 12 for Milwaukee, so it was 39 rebounds overall for Chicago versus 34 for Milwaukee. But those offensive rebounds giving the Bucks the second chances, is they actually shot almost 10% less from the field than Chicago, hitting only 39.1% of their shots versus 48.5% for Chicago. But they had more field goals because they had those second efforts, because they had 34-87 versus 33-68. And from three-point land, the same story. The Bulls, they actually shot for almost 15% higher, 55.6% from beyond the arch, and the Bucks 40.9%, but the Bulls only hit one more three-pointer. They hit 10 of 18 versus Milwaukee's 9 of 22. Once again, it was the Bucks getting those second chances, as those offensive rebounds were the difference for Milwaukee. And in this game, they only had 2 starters score in double digits, and they had 3 players come off the bench for double digits. The leading scorer was off the bench for Milwaukee. O.J. Mayo, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals in the game off the bench. Jared Dudley off the bench for 13 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Jared Bayless, 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists off the bench. And for the starters, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I tried my best to say that right. Antetokounmpo. I think that's correct. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, just 2 boards shy of the double-double. Chris Middleton, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, and a block. They were the only players to get double digits. Pachulia, he had 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 steals. Michael Carter-Williams, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. And Ersan Ilyasova, 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals to round out the starting 5. And John Henson off the bench also had 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. And for the Bulls, Jimmy Butler was the game's leading scorer, 33 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. Paul Gasol, 16 points, 10 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks, a double-double in the losing effort. Derrick Rose, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And Mike Dunleavy had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Joakim Noah with 4 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. And so that was that. The Bucks pull off a miraculous victory. It looked like they were going to win pretty much the whole game, but then the Bulls looked like they were going to steal it and just end it in 4 and sweep them. But the Bucks refused to lose, and in the end they win by 2 with a crazy play with just 1.3 seconds left. Jared to Jared. They went to Jared. So the Bucks win in Game 4, and it's 3-1 Chicago in the series. They're forcing Game 5, but in Game 4, the final score, Milwaukee 92, Chicago 90.